Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. I'm not gay. Homosexuality is a sin, and so is pretending to be gay. This video is about Deuteronomy 19 and Matthew 3:9. In Deuteronomy 19, God says through Moses that they need to set aside 3 cities for people to seek refuge at if they've killed somebody, for example, and they did it on accident. They use an example of you're cutting wood and the axe head flies off and kills somebody. Those cities are there for them to go so they can seek refuge and try to get justice before somebody kills them for what they did. The part I'm zooming in on here is the part where it says if they follow the commands that they get the promised land, and that connects to Matthew 3:9, where John the Baptist points out that God says that out of these stones he can raise up children for Abraham. The stones can stand for the stones that built the temple, the stones that stone someone to death. It means that the Spirit chooses who the offspring of Abraham are, not the flesh. You could be somebody who's not the little offspring of Abraham and still be chosen by God. Now, the people who wrote the New Testament interpreted the Old Testament a certain way. Now, righteousness and justice determine the true interpretation. So if the Jews were to say, well, that's in the New Testament, they don't know what they're talking about, well, where did they get that from? They were using the idea of righteousness and justice to determine what is fair and just and right in regards to that issue. Also in the chapter, it talks about an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, and that a false witness who's trying to get someone killed, for example, should be killed for doing that. Now, I'm going to make this video short because they're messing up my throat because they know I'm right. Again, another sign that I'm persecuted for righteousness' sake, why they're not. I don't appreciate it very much because naturally I have a very appealing voice, very handsome voice, very romantic voice. They also don't want women to hear my natural romantic voice because they're jealous. There's some kind of weirdos in suits and Freemasonry and corporations and social clubs in the churches who like to trick females and like to have a weird trance-like way about them, very shallow and fake way about them as they're tricking women into marriage, into bed, what have you.